final presentation on Ford Motors. In this presentation, we will discuss the various change initiatives covered in our text this semester and how Ford has utilized them. CEO of Ford, Alan Mulally, implemented change by using the 5 bests: best self, best team, best partner, best investment, and best citizen. Mulally used these to help turn Ford around after their slump. He knew Ford needed help, so he used this theory, which was to exemplify values-based leadership in action, both for restoring a broken enterprise and for building a world-class organization. If you can't lead yourself or know the path you want to go on, how can you lead someone down that same path? You need to find yourself first and then help others. What is best for the organization is making sure your employees are trained, on the same page with everyone else, and happy with the kind of work they are doing. The best thing for the organization is the employees, and once they are happy, then the consumers are happy because they know they will be treated right. Keep an open mind and an open door when working with different partners and consumers. Even if your relationship doesn't work out, you have networked and made a contact that might be useful for the future or for a different project. You will also win some and lose some, but you need to be the better person when this happens and always be a positive sight. You need to have open communication with everyone that has something to do with the change process. If there's a lack of communication, then something will fall through the cracks and make for a bigger mess in the future. Also, if something has gone wrong or you don't know how to fix it, let someone know, and that person just might have the solution. Make your mark on the community. Let them know you are there for them, and if they need help, they can count on you. Even if you can't donate money, you can still donate time and energy. Also, having products that benefit the customer and the environment will make you stand out, and people will have more trust in you. When change is happening, employees and leaders need to have an open mind because their normal routine is going to change, and to make it a smoother process, you need to be on board with what is happening. Ford's CEO is now implementing his One Ford change. 1. Bring all Ford employees together as a global team. 2. Leverage Ford's unique automotive knowledge and assets. 3. Build cars and trucks that people want and value. 4. Arrange the significant financing necessary to pay for it all. For Ford to be successful, they need to implement technology into their vehicles. They needed to restructure their technology department and find a way to make this side of their company successful. Having a successful technology department can keep them in the running with their competitors. Using other models and tools to help get employees on board gives you an advantage. You get this advantage because you can make your pitch on the change, something that will resonate with each department. If you show and tell the employees how it will benefit them and what the future will look like, they are normally happier to go along with the change process. Making someone accountable for their area and the changes that they are facing makes them appreciate the change even more and want it to be successful. Networking and marketing with other companies, whether they are different or the same as yours, helps because you can always get another person's opinion and their insight. People on the outside see things we might have missed or that we are blind to. Make sure all questions are answered before, during, and after the process. Being open, honest, and constant communication makes everyone comfortable, and then they know that if they have a question, it will get answered in a timely manner. Just because the change is done, this doesn't mean there will not be issues in the future. Keeping an open eye and ear lets you stay ahead of any further issues. Staying ahead of issues can help them from becoming worse. In 1999, Bill Ford became chairman of Ford Motor Company. At that time, Ford reported a $7.2 billion profit on sales of $163 billion. They were on fire. However, the chairman arrived with little knowledge of leading a corporation. Additionally, the organizational structure was designed so that many of their auto plants could only create one type of vehicle. Other companies, such as Toyota, were growing globally while Ford remained inflexible and immobile. Directly tied to the global market industry, Ford Motor Company realigned their corporation to withstand competition and outside market risks. The design of the structure is solely based on the global need and separated by geographic locations. Corporate hierarchy has all VPs reported directly to CEO Mark Fields, with the geographic divisions divided mostly by continents. Based on an article retrieved online from the Panmure Institute, Ford's main regional geographic divisions are A. The Americas, B. Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and C. Asia Pacific. An executive VP heads each division. This type of structure appears to be the most effective in supporting business growth and high performance. Retrieved from online article from the Motley Fool Journal, signs of Ford's success after its restructure have already started to show up in Europe and China. While the company continues to struggle in regions like South America, the turn is on its upside and profit margins remain on the increase. Here's a quote by CEO Mark Fields that outlines the way he looks at the business. Ford follows a one team, one plan, one goal business model. When creating change, an organization may want to realign its personnel in order to more effectively carry out its new mission and vision. In order to develop required human resource competencies, organizational leaders need to align the training, selection, development, and removal of employees with the behavioral requirements of desired change. Continuous development of our employee pipeline is imperative. To help drive this development, Ford invests significantly in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, programs for school children in order to inspire an interest in technology and innovation, which is critical to Ford and the world's future development. One initiative in particular is an example of Ford's commitment to strengthening our talent pipeline as well as transforming education for students of today and tomorrow. The Powered by Ford STEM Academies are designed to connect students and teachers with the real world to better prepare them for life beyond high school. Whether making or buying the right employees, Human Resources needs to ensure they have the most qualified employees for the positions. As this relates to change, training programs need to offer both knowledge and skill development programs. In order to develop required human resource competencies, organizational leaders need to align the selection training, development, and removal of employees with the behavioral requirements of the desired change. These methods can include hands-on training, updating technical skills, management of leadership training, and specialized functional training. Ford's unique approach to the individual far exceeds expectations. There's a myriad of research that states how important feedback is to an organization. The bottom line is, feedback is a form of communication that helps an employee understand their performance currently, what they can do in the future, continue, or change. There are many ways to conduct feedback, formally or informally, and one critical part to ensuring a change process is successful is by providing feedback that helps develop new competencies and skills. Effective change implementation proceeds in a logical sequence of interventions. So what triggers change? Mostly a competitive environment which demonstrates inefficiencies or inadequacies. Change implementation diagnosis, which is a four-step process, sets the stage for effective change implementation by surfacing any misalignment that may exist between patterns of internal behavior and a desired new strategy. Organizational structure refers to the formal manner in which employees are subdivided into units and divisions as a way of focusing their efforts on the required tasks of the company. These structures vary from organization to organization. Meanwhile, organizations can employ multiple organizational structures in order to effectively and efficiently carry out operations. Activities and customer responses are two driving forces of organizational focus, which then drive structure. While we normally think of structure being a hierarchy, pyramid, or lines connected to boxes, it can and should reflect organizational activities. Ford Motor Company's organizational structure is based on business needs and varying market conditions around the world. The international scope of Ford's operations also determines the key organizational structure components needed to withstand competition and market risks. In this regard, Ford's position as the second biggest U.S.-based automobile manufacturer is an indication of its organizational structure's effectiveness in supporting the firm for continuing business growth and high performance. CEO Alan Mulally's solution to restore a leadership position to the company was laid out in a plan he called One Ford. This allowed the ability of an entire enterprise to propel new thinking from not only teams but between functions and partners. One Ford innovation platform consisted of four main points. 1. Bring all Ford employees together as a global team. 2. Leverage Ford's unique automotive knowledge and assets. 3. Build cars and trucks that people wanted and valued. And 4. Arrange the significant financing necessary to pay for it all. From any angle, this was a plan that required the company to lead on all avenues, which would focus on strategic vision, financial health, workforce competitiveness, and product development. No small task. Mullally realized the future of Ford didn't just rest with cars and trucks, but also with the technology inside them. Ford developed products and partnerships in the consumer electronics industry, turning cars and trucks into mobile centers of entertainment and communication that paralleled the fast growth of smartphones and social media. The company's My Ford Touch entertainment panel was stored in the central dash location where cars normally would have a radio. This would now serve as an innovation copied by other auto industry players. The My Ford Touch offered the first system that allowed a driver to safely engage with technology through verbal commands, syncing with a smartphone, unique apps, and music systems that aligned with the wants and needs of today's consumers. Here are Mark Field's thoughts on this technological advancement. Perhaps the most interesting of all Mullally's changes in the corporate culture transformation, this laid out the foundation for the company to innovate. Early in his career, Mullally made a statement that every Ford employee could relate to, "We have been going out of business for 40 years." This allowed for change in the cost structure, which would negotiate lower labor rates with the United Auto Workers. This would eventually lead to a decrease of $20 an hour to its base costs, yielding a $55 per hour rate. Mullally changed the dynamic to the internal meetings, which were sometimes referred to as chaos. Executives would look for weakness amongst their peers and practice survival over collaboration. With the change in structure, the executive meetings were now a safe environment where data could be shared without blame. This also led to improving collaboration and setting the stage for innovation to success. Chapter 8 of our text discusses the change initiative of going green. The term going green is interchangeable with operating in a sustainable manner. The idea is that organizations that are green are able to operate in a manner that meets their current needs without putting a strain on the needs of a future generation. It is important that an organization voluntarily makes these strides that go above and beyond simple compliance with environmental laws. Simply meeting these laws is viewed as compliance and would likely not improve their image in the public eye. While the initial costs of transitioning to green practices can be a little costly, in the long run, there are several advantages to going green. These include lowering your costs of waste elimination and enhanced employee motivation. People like to think their work makes a difference. Operating in an organization that tries to preserve our planet while operating can definitely create that sense of making a difference. When you think of the automobile industry, you probably do not think of it as being environmentally friendly. However, Ford has been a pioneer of the Going Green initiative. They started making strides to decrease their impact on the environment in 1999. According to a sustainability report for 2014 and 15, Ford is a leader in green building and is committed to the sustainable design of their facilities and landscapes using the basic principles of resource effectiveness, life cycle assessment, health, safety, and environmental performance. In 2012, they converted the traditional roof of their world headquarters in Detroit, Michigan to a living roof. They installed 5,000 square feet of grass and other plant life that reduces rainwater runoff from the building. In 2014, they installed Michigan's largest solar array as part of their parking area canopy. In Barking, United Kingdom, they have a dealership that captures all of its rainwater for washing cars and flushing toilets, a heating system that uses used oil from automobiles, and wind turbines that generate up to 10% of the site's electricity. They have a standing policy that allows the use of high concentrated water-based chemicals that greatly reduces waste when cleaning and detailing automobiles. The Ford Rouge Center is the focal point of their Dearborn truck plant. It includes a 10.4-acre living roof as well as porous pavement that filters rainwater. Additionally, the grounds have 100 acres of sustainable landscaping to help restore soil and support the local wildlife habitat. These are just a few examples of how one company can make large strides to go green. Mark Fields felt that it's important that changes are made with Ford, not on the outside. This concludes our presentation on Ford Motor Company.